So one of the greatest WNBA players ever to play has now officially retired. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about Elena Delle Donne coming into this season because she had not officially retired. The season is starting in a month and didn't play last season, but also tried to play last season. But basically, I know this, like, probably extreme use of words, but basically got held hostage by the Mystics last year. Wanted to play somewhere else. The Mystics were not having that. And obviously all of that has happened, but Elena Delle Donne has now officially retired from the WNBA. She's not going to be playing anymore. And let's be real, the last full season Elena Delle Donne played was a long time ago. Like, she was fantastic in 2019. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the number 2 overall pick in 2013 WNBA draft, and I think there's a good argument to be made that she's the best player in that draft. And that's a hell of a draft. That it was a draft with Brittany Griner. That was a draft with Skylar Diggins. Who else was in the 2013 draft? I can't even remember who the rookies were. I'd watched a bunch of the WNBA that year. I can't even remember who else off the top of my head was in that draft. Like, I do remember, again, Delle Donne, Diggins, and thing were the 3 big names. Then obviously Diggins wasn't the greatest player as a rookie. But, Kelsey Bone was in that draft as well. In fairness, there were a lot of good players in this. This draft was elite. This draft, Emma Mason didn't come out. Did she come over straight away? Either way, she was a second round pick. But that draft was absolutely elite. And she was arguably the best player. She won a ring with Washington. Obviously played with the Chicago Sky for a while and had to get out from the Chicago Sky. And yeah, it is just an interesting one again when it comes to Elena Delle Donne, because there was always that hope that she was going to come back. Like, there was always that hope that Elena Delle Donne was going to just decide she was going to play with somebody. And this is what she said. One of my favorite children's books asked, how did it get so late so soon? I've asked myself that over and over again, the process of coming to the decision to retire from playing basketball. Being able to say that out loud was one of the hardest parts of my career. My body seemed to make a decision before my mind accepted, and now I truly know this is the right thing for me at the right time. Words cannot adequately express how thankful I am. I'm guessing that's for my family, all of my incredible teammates, friends, executives, sponsors, staff, and more importantly, the amazing fans that have accompanied me on this journey. The game has been my life, and I'm grateful for the memories and how much it's given me. It feels good to close this chapter knowing I gave my all, and I can't wait for what's next. In fairness, her back really started to give out. Like, her back, she was really struggling quite early for back injuries. Like, early 30s, she was struggling. Like, she's not that old. The draft was, 12 years ago? So what, she's 34, 35? But like, Elena Delle Donne, again, she's one of the greatest players to ever play. She's the only 50, 40, 90 player. She's a 2-time MVP. She's, like, again, first player in 50, 40, 90 club. I think she's the only player. And obviously, this was from Underdog WNBA. I saw it straight away, and I was like, "Oh, this is a big one. This is an important one," because again, look, Elena Delle Donne was exceptional, absolutely exceptional. And when it's all said and done, we're probably looking at somebody who is a top 10, 15 player, and who in an era with, albeit young, Angel Wilson, Stewie had already won an MVP by the time Elena Delle Donne won her second. A near prime Stewie, a Sue Bird in her prime, like Maya Moore was in her prime. The fact that Elena Delle Donne played with prime at a time when prime Maya Moore was playing. Prime Maya Moore, her career overlapped with Elena Delle Donne. And there were times where during the era of prime Maya Moore, that Elena Delle Donne was still someone who, people were talking about as a potential best player in the world, which is nuts. Like, that's actually crazy. And yeah, it is a disappointing one because, I mean, her back gave out on her, and we didn't really get to see her. We got to see last season, like, a will she, won't she come back and play, and then this season, she was on the unrestricted free agents list. Well, to be fair, so was Diana Taurasi. And I think we kind of take for granted longevity in sports. And I've always said this, where it's like, guys like Blake Griffin, people are like, oh, he kind of flamed out young. I'm like, what Blake Griffin did was a normal career. What LeBron, KD, and Steph are doing in the men's side is just unheard of. It was like Djokovic and Nadal, Federer. Like, nobody was doing it like they were doing it. Like, that was a genuinely, like, exceptional group of players. And when it comes to them, that was huge. And then when it comes to women's basketball, obviously Taurasi and Sue Bird, they are the exceptions. They should not have ever been made the rule. Like, players retiring in their mid-30s is normal, especially, again, players who had gotten injured quite a bit, like a Delle Donne. I just genuinely want to see Elena Delle Donne in terms of games played. I just want to see her stats in terms of games played, because I do know that, again, her last season she played 23 games. Like, she never played more than 25 games in a season after 2019, which was her second MVP season and the year she won a ring. Like, she played 3 games in 2021. She played 25 in 2022, 23 in 2023. And she was still good, averaging 17 points per game in her last year, but, like, she was never the same, like, 25 point-ish or 23-ish point per game player. When did she win her first? Was that her first MVP? Yeah. Like, she was absolutely elite. Absolutely elite. And the fact is that when you are the best player in a draft class that included Brittany Griner, like, you know you're a serious player. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys know anything about Delle Donne? Because I do know a lot of the fans of this channel are new fans. And I'm not going to lie, like, as I've always said, I watched the 2013 WNBA season. Like, that was like my boredom. I finished what is known as, like, transition year in Irish secondary school. Nothing. You don't do anything for a year in basically in high school. And then I just watched ball all summer. I watched every freaking summer league game. I watched Anthony Bennett play summer league that year. I learned so much about the freaking draft as well. Like, just mad stuff. And obviously, when it came to WNBA, Elena Delle Donne was just that level of player. So, yeah, and it is one of those things where I would say there's an awful lot of you guys that have never really gotten a chance to watch Elena Delle Donne, which is mad because, again, if you're watching WNBA now, she's someone that a lot of people thought the Fever could have got. And maybe she could have given a season coming off the bench on a championship contending team. But for one of the greatest players to ever play the sport, sometimes that's a little bit tricky to do. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.